Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the breakdown of this series. Spoilers beware. We're gonna be talking about the series that just played out, so get the fuck out if you didn't watch it. Now we're starting. Genji versus Bilibili. So my assessment of the series, I got really clowned on actually for saying that this series can be close if On performs and if Yagao keeps it competitive. I thought stylistically Yagao doesn't have the best meta for himself, and you know, in my mind, On was the heavy underperformer of Bilibili, and I thought that this series would be really fucking close if these things came into place. I think that Genji definitely, you know, there's this history that they struggle in the BO5s when it comes to the situation of you know, quarterfinals and so forth in the context of course, international tournaments. I think that we saw signs of that, especially like from Chovi's side, from Peanut's side. We saw some of that too, right? I think that Genji today, Delight was an absolute monster. I think Doran had great moments, but also very terrible moments. I think Delight, if Genji won this series, then Delight would be my MVP 100%, but more on that as we proceed. And Bilibili, I think that Shun, just 5 games on Javan, he was an absolute beast, really consistent. Really important moments from all of the players on Bilibili, I'd say. But I think that's true for both sides. I think both teams did, like each individual player really had moments where they really popped off and did good. Like this was a very fantastic series. Let's break it down, guys. This breakdown is going to be of 5 games, so it's going to take quite some time. Bilibili on red side in the first one. We need to remind ourselves a little bit of what happened. So Nico is banned, Renekton, Xayah. When they banned Xayah here and no Jax ban, you knew right away that their whole plan is to first pick Jax. And the cool thing about Bilibili, right, is that they've managed to do what, for example, some of the other teams of the tournament didn't do, right? They didn't find additional layers to their adaptation, right? Shun played the first game of Javan that he played ever, I think, against G2, and he stuck with it. And then you have the Kalista Renata showing up for the first time for Bilibili after they got smoked, of course, by JDG. Kalista Renata got locked in, and this is something that we see banned so often. And additionally, you have the layer here that you know, Orianna gets locked in, super strong. But I think that's something that you know, Yagao was underrated on because he played Orianna, right? I think a key thing here is that even if you pick Azir into Orianna, the way this matchup has been played to get an advantage is through Hail of Blades. And then usually Orianna wins anyway because she just outvalues Azir as the game continues. It's like Orianna, you can't punish Orianna hard enough, in my opinion, with Azir in order to justify letting Orianna go and picking Azir. Right? I think Azir is in quite a weak state and I am not a big fan of it. I have to say, you know, in these later games here, like when Chovy played Akali, like his CS numbers are simply incredible. Like he manages to be even and even ahead in matchups like this and have perfect CS scores. It's really insane. Really insane. Do you think G2 is better than Genji? What? G2 was horrible at this tournament, plain and simple. They were very bad. I don't know. G2 is a fantastic team, and I still think they are the best Western team. But that you even asked this, like, well, where's your head at, my friend? But okay, go back to the initial game. Here, I think that if they went Orianna themselves and also Ashe as an example, I think this would have been a lot more durable. I think that Azir and Aphelios is just the lower quality of that, and the enemy gets Orianna. Also, as an additional layer, it's like you have Renata, Kalista, Orianna. The champion that is going to piece this together is simply Javan. There is no better pick. It's like, I think the fact that you give up Javan here into the 4-5, especially after Bilibili showed this, I think is atrocious. Very bad. The Rumble gets banned ahead of time, and what I said in the champion select here, if you look at the highlights, I said, this is where if they are that good, they stun the whole world and pick Rumble. You know, this is This is like massive, right? But the Rumble gets banned and then they leave Javan open. Javan is like perfect with Renata Kalista. Why? Because he's really strong early, can level 3, can pressure, and he can like really fight hard. And then the synergy with Orianna, it's like that Billy just have pieced together such a beautiful composition. Then Rel gets picked and then Tahm-Kench. And the thing is, for me, Tahm-Kench and Aphelios don't get value enough here against these 3 topside champs. I think Kalista Renata have a pretty straightforward lane to play. And then Javan, sure you can eat someone out of it, but you pick a champion for that purpose alone, I think is way too little. Way too little. Rel jungle gets locked in, which is perfectly fine, and then Aatrox on 5. Let's take a look at this game. Taking a look at this game, I think that the early was solid. They threatened into bottom side. Here, Rel did all over bot side camps and defended the bot situation. So this is like very difficult already. You see Agao is having a good time. He went Eri against Azir with Conqueror, so he has stronger lane runes. So Chovy is getting beaten here. It's like, this is not a depiction of Chovy's skill, right? This is just how the matchup goes. And I think this was a mistake of Genji to not recognize that they need to find more value out of him. Like, we were all in the call saying, yo, he should be playing Akali, he should be playing Yone. It's like, the biggest strength of Chovy is the fact that he, as a player, is of course so damn good at stabilizing matchups that are insanely hard and having the CS numbers to back that up. And the reward for having that on Azir is just not good enough, in my opinion. We continue. This flash here and the combo of Paze was super good. I think On potentially could have flashed earlier. Let's see if he got rooted. I think he could have just flashed earlier on here and it would have been better. I think this is just quite bad here. If we get an all LPL semifinals, can we finally say that last year Worlds was a joke? No, man. What does this Worlds have to do anything with last year Worlds? Like, where are... Can we just look at the gameplay and enjoy it for what it is, instead of like it fulfilling our bullshit bias and narrative? Like, come on. Come on, Bingo Bongo. I like you, man. Yeah, like, teams get sick. Fuck, shit happens, you know? It's like...
As mentioned, Pace does pick up on that flash, right? If he doesn't hit the flash, flag and drag, this might actually end.
So it's like here, I think if On flashes earlier, like into a better direction, would have been more insane, right? Actually, he did flash early, but he just flashed bad, I think. I think On could have lived here. So yeah, luckily Aphelios does get a kill, so it's like a pretty big deal here. And then Rel gets to recover the farm. So plain and simple, Billy with Renata, Kalista, Javan, they secure the first Drake. That's been like the trend of the whole game. It's like Billy got 2 Drakes, or like the first Drake in pretty much every game that was played today due to the strength of Javan. I think the timing here is pretty neat. It's like they are slow pushing this wave out, and I think that Billy are over posturing. I think that after Javan did Drake, I think that they should be happy with the position. Something that I said on broadcast is like, it seemed to me that Genji had really scrimmed T1 a lot. That's what it seemed to me. It's like, in terms of what they banned, in terms of what they picked, it seemed like their opinion of what they should play got giga skewed by scrimming T1. Because I think they lost the plot a bit in terms of what is going on globally in the first initial matches. It seemed to me like Genji scrimmed T1. Like, that would be like my guess. So already now, it's like with the bot side and this mid gank, top gank too, Peanut has found some really good gank angles. It's very understandable why Bin would feel safe in this spot, right? June is in river, and then of course the Hex flash over. Like, this is a very good timing gank. You could say that Bin is accomplishing nothing by tethering like that, you know? And it was tough, you know? I think a crucial thing for Genji was that, like, either if they wanted to go the mage route, they should have been competitive when it comes to the Orianna pick. Or they should have just realized that they should be playing Yon and Akali earlier on.
So we have to question, what's the plan now for Shun? Are you going to look to dive bot once again? Because there's a stacked wave.
I don't think it's because of that they scrimmed T1. Billy did pick Sanatam as well, and Billy lost T1 with it. That means, honestly, every time you write shit, I get so disappointed. I don't know what you're answering, man. Did you even listen to what I said, mate? Come on, man. Yo, push. Thank you very much for the Prime. QAhaz, thank you very much for the T1 too.
Real opportunities, and with those chakrams,
I'm saying that it looks like Genji scrimmed T1 based off of their priors and their bans. And then you talk about Sanatam. Right. That's fine. That's fine.
Every dive bot becomes harder for BLG because Delight now has the Devour and Peanut. Harder for BLG because Delight
Billy's picked Sanatam after seeing like 3 games in the tournament where it was picked. Like Peanut was really fucking busy this game. Like he got the kill on top, he got the gank on bot, and he really destabilized some of the matchups. And looking for some trade here on top side bot side does make sense in terms of how the camps are spawning. And they didn't get value here because Elk flashed and he used ult. But it's definitely like a positive, you know? Just want to look at the Rift Herald situation, if they can do more after killing top. So yeah, they killed top and now Peanut is level 6. It feels like this is something that they should be able to contest. I'm just looking at the Herald situation. It just seems to me as if Genji are afraid of the potential dive on bot more than anything. Because I feel like this decision here from Peanut to go into the bottom side, I think that this whole idea is, you know, I think this whole idea is just to defend. It's a defensive maneuver rather than the aggressive maneuver. Yeah, but now you're saying something completely different, aren't you, that Ming? Like what you're saying now has nothing to do with your first message. So you're just saying things. Now you're talking about Jarvan 5 times in a row. Before you're talking about something completely different. You're moving the goalpost. You can keep writing into the void, but I think I would just ignore your messages from now on. All the best.
There's a stacked wave, but there's no real opportunities, and with those chakrams, he thins that wave out immediately.
So I think here, when I look at the situation, I feel like that you could potentially contest the top side when it comes to the Herald. No, I didn't say anything like this, that Ming, man. This was your final chance. Okay. Could you just step into the bottom side and look for an active trade? I wonder if the idea here from Peanut was to just cross into mid through river here, but after Chovy got chunked, that they just abandoned it. Alright.
And that's the flash on to then look for a contest. Nice trading there from Bin. Doran forced to pop the ultimate.
Does Renata not lose a lot of value of Tam? Tam is pretty useless, I think, against Kalista Renata. I think it's very bad. I think it's very bad. It's like Tam was just not a good lock-in, I think, in this game. I think draft-wise, red side is much stronger. I don't like that Peanut is pulling this into top side. He's like playing away from his bot. I really like the fact that Billy recognized that they have the stronger champs here and they just commit all the way here. It's like Shun is confused as to why his team is backing off. It's like they have Kalista ult, Renata ult, and he finds a clean EQ here, forced to eat. This is a very good choke point. Like, Shun was phenomenal. Shun was absolutely phenomenal. What would you lock? I think that you have to play range support into Renata. Like Lulu, Milio, these type of champs I think would be better, but the fact that the enemy has Jarvan makes your choice a lot harder. We saw that in game 2 a lot more clearly. Shun recovered the game, they got the Drake, and Billy with their composition, they just want to find situations around Drake where they're going to pressure and have a good time, and they secure the Drake. And in this window, get the chunk and the rend, and Pace is trying to find counter damage back. Here the key thing is just that Elk has a Vampiric Scepter, so all is good. Here I don't know why Agao is refusing to flash. Alright, that's it Deadling, you're gonna get banned. You talk shit at me, but you talk shit at other viewers. Like, come on, man. Get out, man. You've gotten like 15 chances. Agao here, of course, needs to flash. Topside as well, Doran is trying to pressure with his Divine Sunderer, needs to commit to long trades. Like, Atrox is a champion that in most matchups, if he can poke and rotate his spells without you being able to queue in and hardcore commit, then those matchups are very losing. And here on Divine Sunderer, he wants to pressure forward, good timing gank from Shun, and he goes for it. Billy jungle support did a very good job of controlling bot side river the entire game. Let's take a look at this next Drake fight. We have a lot to look on. Here as well, Genji, like we just want to look at everything when tab is up. Looking at the economy of Genji here, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be wanting to fight this Rift Herald. I think that you, as a composition, you're going to spike on 2 core pretty fucking decently, and you need to just all in on the 4th Drake and hope everything's gonna be good. Red side composition, scales fucking good, really strong early game. I think the key thing is that they did hit the beats really well. They hit the beat around Drake, and then into Herald, into Drake, into Herald, into Drake. If you miss the beats there, then things spawn at the same time and the enemy can trade, which is a lot worse for you, right? And in this case, this Herald is alive 1 minute before the Drake spawns, which is 1 minute now. Maybe you don't see it because of the arrow. And here in this spot, there's no reason for Genji to fight. Like, look at Paze as well with his guns. It's like Paze has the terrible guns, and they're trying to really funnel themselves through like this choke point. It's very, very bad. You really can't do so. Like, look at the hostile takeover. It's very easy to land that on everybody. Berserk is on, you know. It's a very, very bad fight. Thank you very much, Rostock. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very, very bad fight taken, and this just accelerates the game to a victory. Nothing pointed towards the fact that they should fight, and this was very worrisome because this reminded us, of course, of MSI Genji. And now you see, you know, it's like, even though they are finding the 2 core, the fact that the enemy got that gold boost means also that Starak is finished on top. Speed of Sojourn will be finished before the next Drake spawns. We just fast forward to it. Now the 4th Drake, which is also Soul Point, is alive, and Billy, their carries just have the strongest items. And if there's something to take away from this game, look at how Billy position always. It's always in a like this type of an arc. If the enemy, the only way that they can break through the enemy is through the spells of Peanut. If Peanut Q flashes and goes, he can only find that on 1 target, and this is crucial in terms of how they position the Half Moon Prince indeed. And then of course here Kalista is just hitting the Drake for free, pulling it out, and Billy are in no fear of getting engaged on because they can just kite out. And Elk, the fact that he's in Fog of War, they have full control of the river, and also Genji, they're all showing, it is really good. I think here Genji, they need to be willing to pull the trigger, or they need to actually position the river. They are accomplishing nothing by standing and looking here. And in the end, they go into river, Peanut, and it looks like he wants to Q flash, but he just fucking WRs on the floor and doesn't do anything. And then this amount of spears into the Drake is just a winner. Absolute winner. You get the mid tower for it, but Ocean Soul is very decisive here. Very decisive. I think Peanut had a fine series. It's like mechanically he fucked some shit up and made a mistake or two that was like game determining, but he also had like some pretty decent moments. And then Shun with the engage once again, he finds 3 people, like it's very beautiful here. What Shun does, look at the angle he finds, he EQs into Rs on 3 people and then the combo, Jovi. Gets eaten by Tam Kench. Peanut did fine. Not good, but fine. The thing is, it's like the only player that was like consistently like insane was the light on Genji. I think that everyone on Genji made mistakes. But of course, now with Nash, the game is kind of lost. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote in this one. So they came out of the gate swinging, right, with the Jax first pick, and this is what they wanted to try. It's like something that's so insane about Bin is the fact that he was not playing his standard champions, and he was still insane. This is what separates the fine and the okay and the good from the absolute best, is that Bin is a player that has his weapons in his arsenal, but he played Aatrox today, Rumble today, and he was fucking insane. Let's go into game number 2. I just want to show you guys my analysis of the draft. It's kind of funny. And I think that you accept it in any vein. It's like but then wave what that if you need for Billy. That's a pop. And that's Xayah first pick, isn't it? Is it Xayah or Jarvan? Here Rumble is open, so Genji can go Jarvan Rumble into Xayah answer. So they went Jarvan because the position where they kind of have to pick Xayah, I think, because I think giving Xayah away to Elk and giving Jarvan is too rough. I'm not so sure about this, ladies and gentlemen. I am not so sure about this, guys.
But I do wonder what whether or not they want to try and take away something like the Renata, or whether or not they want to answer
into GG. And they go Maokai. This is where Ben shocks the world and locks in Rumble, right? Into GG. But I think like picking Orianna is really solid. Holy shit! Oh my lord! I think my reaction says it all, right? It's like they went Aphelios Maokai and Rumble was locked in. And the thing is, I think Genji really showed their hand here. They really showed their hand. They really showed their hand. Because the idea from Genji here in the draft was that we are going to pick Yone into enemy Orianna. That was their whole draft plan. But they got so shocked here by the Rumble lock-in. Really shocked here by the Rumble lock-in. And the only answer they had into Rumble ready was Aatrox. So they were forced to drop 4-5 with mid. That is the fuckery of all of this. Chovy wants to play Sylas, he wants to play Yone, he wants to play Akali. But the moment Rumble was locked in, Genji, Doran said to his teammates, I have to pick Aatrox here. I cannot drop against Rumble. And then Genji, this was the sign to me why I thought that maybe Screaming T1 got into their head, because I think the Xayah lock-in here is, it's like just Elk. That's just timing out distinct, yeah, being very competitive for no reason. Okay. And then in this moment, you're back on the Azir, and then Xayah Renata gets locked in. I didn't like Xayah Renata too much at the time when I reacted to it. And then, of course, you pick Milio. But the key thing here, I think it was smart to pick Renata Glask, because in the end, you're picking Milio against fucking Jarvan. This game, on the other hand, I think this game, plain and simple, was over at...
How is the red side, right? I don't know if the red side gambit really worked out thus far.
The game was literally over from early game. It's like the mistake that happens here from fucking Genji. So Peanut got pressured out, right?
You could argue is the one got
Maokai did this pathing, sorry, he didn't get pressured. He did this pathing where he did blue wolves across into red buff, and he did this to make sure he doesn't get invaded, you know?
So I'm once again have priority top, they have priority
to Maokai ultimate.
Zaya Renata, but that was a specific case, right? Renata against Ming, who only plays melee champions, was crucial. Just here in this moment, right, it's like they are forcing this gank in a moment where Genji need to catch this wave to get level 3. And right now there's a level 3 advantage against a level 2 advantage. Here they don't have abilities, and the flash W lands, but of course here L plain and simple just starts hitting, and the fact that he gets the Q off is massive. It's insane. They get the Q. I think that the Elk could have spaced a little bit better here, right? I think he could have spaced a little bit better here. Like he could have just played with his ghost, right? And is very lucky that the Q kills him. But this is such a... This is crazy. Yeah? And I said in my rundown, guys, if On is playing good again, if On is playing good again, this is gonna be a very competitive series.
If nothing else, they were going to get a 1-for-1. They turned it into 2-for-1. Now BLG look for the dive.
And then all of a sudden you think to yourself, this game is just fucking lost. It's like this is just a disaster on all fronts. Is that Peanut's fault? I think looking for that gank is very greedy. I think they need to wait for Aphelios Milio to catch the wave. Like the game is literally over.
Everything is on fire. Investing.
The game is literally over. It's also like before Pays. Before this happens, right? Pays also ghosts. It's like here he ghosts level 1. They don't show it, but he just uses ghost. He just uses ghost. I don't know what the fuck that is. I think ghost could have been helpful in that situation.
The problem with Aphelios Azir is it's hard for them to really find opportunities.
That's a rough one.
Investing to
in such an integral part of the 15.
It's like they have the stronger early game, it's like they have the stronger early game champs, and it's very crucial that the Milio and Aphelios actually win lane against Zaya Renata. Like if you don't, it's really, really bad.
Looking for a little bit more. They can harass.
Really, really bad.
Shun won't even fall the and back at Peanut, even in the cozy splash though.
Not sure what the fuck Genji are doing here, but it seems like they're just kind of conceding the game, and I think that I can just show you guys Zaya's base. This is her first base. She completed Kraken Slayer. I think that we don't need to see more, honestly, we don't need to see more. It's like this is the fastest Kraken Slayer I've ever seen in a competitive game, even fastest Kraken Slayer I've ever seen when it comes to even solo queue. The final nail in the coffin is the 2v2 fight that is taken on top. Let's show that one.
You're incorrect.
Them while Pays
in game, huge credit to come back into that.
Oh yeah, we need to see Doran flash. Look at this one too. Been casually like being really, really insane on fucking Rumble is crazy to me, bro. Look at the timing of the ult. It's fucking beautiful. Qs them both. Shun is coming through here. He's moving in after finishing the Grumpy. Flash EQ onto the guy with no flash because EQ flashed. And now finally we're just gonna look at Doran's flash because it's fucking hilarious. It's coming soon, guys.
good. Yeah.
Here it is.
Now, I feel like they're mega.
What? What on earth? Peanut and Doran have been possessed in these last two games. The Magnet Storm engaged in the river, and then Doran just flashing the wall.
So what just happened?
And then the funniest part of this is that later he has no flash, and it really blows. And he has no flash, and he dies because no flash. And then later on as well, there's a fight here, he has no flash.
The fight here, maybe you can turn it into more. The hostile takeover being popped. Chovy dodges away from the shockwave as Peanut's in the back of the pit. Doran trying to get onto Elf, but Elf yet untouched. And Doran, the warm hugs are not enough to keep him alive as Elf flashes forward, pays.
I don't know if you can eat that Aatrox wall. I don't know if you can. I thought that you can't, but maybe it's something that I don't know. People are talking about should they have banned Jarvan, but the thing is, it's like they had drafts where they picked really good champions into Jarvan. I have never seen an Aatrox player eat that wall, so it would be very strange to me if you could. It's like these champions playing Yone, Kai'Sa, Nautilus, Aatrox, these are all champions that are good into Jarvan. So it's not like the Jarvan is locked in and is gonna be OP every game. I think it's easy to look in hindsight. It's like Genji banning Xayah, Renata, Glask, and Jax. These are very solid bans, you know? These are not bad bans by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe they should explore Xayah to be open just because they didn't pick it 1, 2, 3. I think it's very easy to say after this best of 5, just because Jarvan was played 5 games, that you should ban it, but I think that it's not that black and white. I think it's not that black and white. It's like, keep in mind, Genji was on blue in this game, and then they went on red in this game, and then they were never blue again. And here they just wanted to set up the Maokai Yone. Maokai Yone is better than Jarvan Yone, right? It's like they want to play Maokai Yone into the Jarvan Orianna. That's their whole plan, right? And the Bilibili, they did ban Rumble because they were thinking about the case where the enemy first picks Jarvan, right? That's the evolution of this. I think that this Maokai lock-in is just that they want to play Aatrox Yone here on 2-3. That's the whole idea. And this was stunning. It's like Bilibili in this series, they showcase the Kalista Renata, just like that, right? And then they slam and they show the world that they play Rumble and Jarvan at the same time. That is insane. And then in game 5, they show the Senna Tamkench. Bro, Bilibili, they fucking had fucking weapons on weapons on weapons, you know? They really, really went deep. I think Shun would be able to play like Vi as an example. It's just that Jarvan is weaker than Vi against the champions that Chovy wanted to play in this BO5, right? So like the Yone and the Akali, right? I think Maokai has to go with AD mid, and Bilibili knows that the only AD mid Chovy plays is Yone, and they banned it. But I think that you're missing the point, Sven ex-boyfriend. You're missing the details, right? It's like the Yone came out here with the Maokai, and then after that, Bilibili was already 2-0 up, so Genji was never blue side again, because Bilibili just picked blue side, right? They just have to win one more game. And at that point, they banned Yone on blue. There was no opportunity for them to first pick Jarvan with the information that they had at the time. Because in this spot here on blue, Genji did in fact first pick Maokai because they know they can pick Yone. In a different case, they would probably do something else if Yone is out. So your point doesn't make sense because you're convoluting two drafts. Keep in mind once again, they are playing against the Jarvan because of what Chovy wants to play. After this, he played Akali, Akali is better against Jarvan than it is against Vi. And that's the detail here. Crucial detail. But okay, let's take a look at this game number 3. So Maokai is first picked, Jax, Xayah, Renata is out, Rakan, Sylas, Rumble. I think that here on red side they were worried for Rumble first pick and to play against Jarvan X. I think this is something that they were scared about. I think that's fine, right? You could see that their thought process was visible here on blue side. They pick Jarvan themselves and then they trade for Rumble, right? This is in their thought process. And And then the evolution was that they're gonna make Rumble stronger by banning Aatrox, knowing that the enemy has to ban Jax on 3. This was really, really good, you know? Really, really good. So, they go Renekton on 3. And in this game, Bin was not that effective, but Renekton into Yone and Aatrox showing is a very solid champion. I think the issue here with Bilibili's draft, I really like the Caitlyn on 4, but I think you cannot play Caitlyn Braum. Caitlyn Braum, while Braum is good into Nautilus, I don't think Braum is that good into Yone, not good into Kai'Sa, not good into Aatrox. Like, they are full melee comp, you know? And additionally, I think if you lock in Kate, you cannot go even with Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa with gold is going to do more than your Caitlyn if the comp is built for it. And in this case, you have Nautilus ult, Maokai ult, every champion just adds a lot of stacks to your champs. If they picked Heimerdinger here on 5, which is what I called for, it's better than Lux, because Lux is susceptible to hook champs. It's better to just pick a Heimerdinger, because he can just Q when Nautilus Qs and he can never get hooked. So Caitlyn Braum gets locked in. I don't think Braum gets enough value here. Right? Not enough value. So blue side, of course, they need to find a situation where they are, you know, securing Yone early game, securing Aatrox early game, and then Renekton and Jarvan will fall off in most cases. Then Caitlyn needs to be ahead in such a game. I think if they went Heimerdinger on 5, this would have been a better game. Let's take a look at the details.
Yeah, it was a Rumble ban hit from BLG, the Jax.
Is Heimer good against Maokai, Aatrox, Yone? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This Renekton pick is bad? No, it's not. I think this is very revisionist to say that Renekton is bad against Aatrox and Yone showing. This is Renekton. Renekton had a good game here, and he's playing into full melee comp, but Renekton was super far ahead, and then Renekton just doesn't work against good teams. Well, that's not really an argument. I think that that's not a real argument. If you can give a real argument, I am open to reading it, but saying Renekton doesn't work against good teams, I don't think this is real. That is like not an argument, but you have the opportunity to write. I'm reading chat and we're having a conversation. But okay, let's jump into the game.
BLG 3-0.
Yep.
Doesn't Renekton lose in the 1v1s unless he wins lane hard? Well, Renekton should win against Aatrox lane, right?
Coming into this series, especially BLG in the top lane, he was Jun now getting his
I'll highlight the points where Renekton really threw his situation on top side. Shun's invade here is solid, but it's like Caitlyn Braum. Like, if you only get a red buff and you have Caitlyn Braum Jarvan as a lead, I don't think that's like enough, right? I think that's why I don't like the Braum so much. It's like, you secure the enemy red, but Peanut doesn't like skip a beat off of this, you know. This is perfectly fine. Bot lane wave is even. It's perfectly cool and perfectly fine. It's like Renekton is very solid into Aatrox. It's just that he fell behind this game and then never recovered. He spent way too much time grouping and he didn't hit items when he needed to. And if you make those type of mistakes or your game state is bad, then obviously Renekton is very fucking terrible. It's plain and simple. But let's tie it to the mistakes that occurred in the game rather than anything else, you know? It's like, even though the matchup isn't that explosive for YamatoCannon, they did manage to find a lot of value, you know? They did manage to find a lot of value. Renekton as well had a CS advantage, and the start was solid because eventually Caitlyn Braum do manage to find a 2v2 kill on bottom side. Jovi is forced to ult out here. Just straight up ults out here because he's afraid of the Jarvan EQ and the Orianna ult. He doesn't want to get fucked here, which makes sense. Good hover here from Shun. He wants to step into bot side river and goes through mid. I think that's really, really nice. It's like Shun was so effective with his time. Shun had a really insane, really good job. And as I look at top situation here, Bin has TP advantage, He has a 15 CS lead. He's really doing good, you know? Really doing good. Like, this is like a fantastic job in terms of lane. It's like Bin is really having a good time here. June securing the first Drake, that was the trend of everything. It's like Javan looked really fucking strong, right? Genji staff did well to put Bin on Rumble duty. I think that's cope. I think Bilibili did a good job of making sure that Bin has Rumble ready. Not the other way around. This was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I was like, you know, if you go into the game, if you go into League of Legends and play Rumble, you know instantly, like if you have any sense how OP this champion is, and anyone, any top lane that doesn't play it, and any team that doesn't want to play it should be ashamed. Like, no joke. Should be fucking ashamed.
You know, like, at first it was a bit of, and then last year happened with a perception around them, because it doesn't matter how they perform domestically.
Here, you know, Doran did a good job of stabilizing, he had 2 potions and regioned up. I think that the mistake here from Bilibili is that they are not connecting with their mid laner. So Yagao has no flash after that gank that we just saw, and they are not connecting with their mid laner at all. Yon opens on the neutral wave and just goes to connect with his team, and somehow Bilibili just get the idea that they should fucking contest here. They get the idea that they should contest here. Like, this is very true. It's like, hey, Orianna can't fight. Orianna has no vision in river, nothing. She cannot step into here. She's afraid of getting killed or murdered. Renekton has R in 8 seconds, and then for some reason they try to one-shot the target with Ninja Tabi. As you can see, Yagao is not even corrected to this fight, like he has the burger flip here completely. And they don't have lethal here on the Aatrox that, of course, has Ninja Tabi. So this was a very big mistake, and Bin loses a lot of his fucking advantage here because... And this is bad, of course. And then here Peanut, his chase onto Yagao is a mistake. He tries to kill, but he just gets sombreroed and he dies. And then ideally here, what you want to look for, of course, is to just kill the Javan, because he escaped. But key thing here, Maokai did in fact get the thing, get the fucking Herald, and also they managed to get a kill. And I don't know how this wave state happened. It looks like Nautilus like Q's in at some point. He got bored. Like here we see him lose so much HP. Like Q'd in on 6 timer, I think, and I don't know, he walked into a trap or something. I really can't tell what happened here. Like why he lost all of this HP. But this is huge. This is huge. Pace was healthy. Nautilus reached 6. Like, was the Flash Ignite worth it? No, I think that El could have just altered that. Nevertheless, we continue. The game state now is rather solid. I was worried here that Sean fucked up. I thought he's gonna just hold EQ, because like he EQ'd very poorly, but the R timer here is crucial. Like in a world where this R doesn't fly on time, like this is, we're talking about milliseconds here. Very tough. Here, I think that they are out of their mind for wanting to contest this. Genji made 2 big mistakes like this. They are contesting Drakes. Look at Yon. You look at Yon's situation. Look at Kai'Sa no ult. Nautilus no ult. This is a very dangerous fight to take because Bilibili are already in position. But instead here, right, you have the Q and the ult, and then they are kiting back. It's like they could have just walked this off, you know, and kited, but the light Q's in, and then the TP from Aatrox. Renekton also has TP, so we can match that easily. But here, look where Yon is. Yon has no business. He has no flash, bad items, no ult, no position, nothing here. Nothing at all. Yeah, the thing is, what makes Rumble so OP is not only that he has a really strong lane, but it's also that the champions that are OP in other roles are also insanely OP. Then of course this Aatrox TP was on a little trap, and Renekton didn't gain anything out of this TP.
The rest of his team see that he wants to be him.
He's going in, there's no actual follow-up.
Really well. OG, Debay, he's doing an okay job of it.
This looked like already a situation where Billy would look to 3-0, like this could have been a fucking win, but
Deal with and
let's take a look at what happens in this game. Actually, I'm trying to remind myself.
It's always been a 1-for-1.
I don't know where this Rumble is counted by GP notion comes from. I really don't know where people get this from. I think that a lot of people are just referencing to picking GP into Rumble. I really want to understand which content creator has said this. Who is the person who has said this? Who thought of where did like I can notice when something gets recommended over and over again that there is a different content creator that has said it, and I just want to hear the logic, because maybe there's something I'm missing, but for me that sounds like such a complete grief. You can't get poked. You can't get poked. You can get dove on every wave. GP, like Rumble, can just fucking almost solo dive you. Like, it's a terrible matchup for GP. How can GP ever walk on the wave? He can't even push the Rumble out of the lane because he could just W it. Season 5 GP, even then Rumble was good. Even then Rumble was good into GP, but GP was in the most broken state. He was just reworked to get battles. He was in such a broken state, so it shouldn't even be comparable. GP got the rework in Season 5, towards the end of the split, and there was this big rework of bruisers with the Mordekaiser and whatever the fuck, and GP got battles. And his damage was so insanely stupid. Like, insanely stupid back then.
But they get the objective, but they lose on the cross map. And it's something that
We have seen Ornn into Rumble.
usually
But okay.
making a position. I feel like something that I want to highlight as well. To me, I feel like Genji haven't truly won a single
I'm just looking at this Rift Herald if there was room for Red Side to just contest, but Yagao is TPing, is just farming, and they have the position onto mid. So they're just choosing actively to trade side. Orianna gets to push all the way, and Renekton is not under any dive pressure, so you just trade the farm. That's okay. I think a very important thing though, it's like why I'm looking at this Rift Herald 2 is because the Rift Herald 2 allows them to break the Caitlyn mid turret, which is pretty crucial for her. I think if I'm looking at this is definitely like one of those heralds that I think that they need to consider contesting. You have item, you have good situation. I think that you definitely should contest it. Why is Jax commonly picked against Rumble? You are praying that your jungler is better and that you get items, because then you win on side against Rumble pretty hard. But early matchup is very, very difficult.
truly won a single skirmish, right? It's always
Jax can like win level 1, 2, 3 and can maybe cheat a base, but after that crashing every wave is a challenge.
and it's something that
Rift Herald. Fire the Rift Herald, so we'll let you have that. We'll go down towards the bottom side. Yagao is pushing him. Red buff, they lose their...
in a position needs to mount, but I am more optimistic to be done.
Yeah, this herald is crucial. It's like Caitlyn, Orianna losing mid turret is against these type of champs like Maokai ult and Nautilus is very, very big.
More powerful than a Chemtech Soul.
He's off. Keep pushing in that bot wave. So Yagao's still sitting top. Yeah, TP's actually going to come out from being.
Renekton TPs into bottom side, and
Will be a bit separated from.
it isn't crazy to not want to fight this game. It isn't crazy to not want to fight this Drake if you look at red side, because they are on the cusp of finishing IE, the cusp of finishing Shadowflame. But considering how they got outscaled, maybe these two fight situations could be a lot better for them, you know?
Sure they don't need much of it.
They managed to trade top turret for it. They are sieging now on mid because this is a very good decision here from Billy, because they are sieging on mid because they don't want someone to farm top for free. Because now the wave top is bouncing, and they want to deny as much CS as possible, because of course they pushed out. Here, if you want to learn something about Kate, the way you place your traps on TPs is that you put the trap in the direction of the enemy's base. So if enemy TPs on this turret, you draw a line to the enemy nexus, and that is where you have to trap. There's definitely like some cheeky answers you can do, like you can maybe like survive playing Aatrox, you can play Ornn, like that's decent. But if Rumble has good comp, Rumble is very, very OP, I think. And I think a big part of that is Jarvan being strong, Rel being strong. Like all of these champions are doing super, super well. Here I think Bilibili's re-entry looks very scary. Keep in mind here that Renekton is on bot wave and he has no TP. They managed to kill Yagao, if I remember correctly. And the timing of it isn't super, super terrible, but this is just additional gold in the Kaiser pocket, which is something that will... just the extra gold will matter for the Ginzu buy that is going to come up. And it also denies Orianna from farming the top wave, which means she doesn't reach Shadow Flame. Every time I see a new Yone build, it's like he bought Stridebreaker, which is like a good stat stick, but every day I see a new Yone build, there's like, let's take a look, let's read in the newspapers about the latest developments in the Middle East and what they are buying on Yone, you know? It's like every day there's something new, guys. So Stridebreaker has great stats, I get it, you know. If Tabe ever drafts Bin Renekton, he's trolling. I am not a big fan of statements people make without like watching all of the like Bin games, and I'm not a big fan of that. It's like Bin has carried so many games on Renekton, and there's a good spotting here from Delight. It's like I like the fact that they break into river first, and Jarvan, Caitlyn, Orianna, they are all out of position. This is very good from Delight, angling to of course posture and to look to contest. It's like he really found like looking to Q here is good. Here, look at the crucial mistakes, because I think this is a fight where the Maokai ult is so big value and the enemy team doesn't really block themselves. Because if you look at the Maokai ult here that gets placed, there's so much potential here for Genji to really step out of their comfort and really carry here, because look at the Maokai ult value here. Chovy misses the Q on the Orianna, which allows her to charge the ultimate on Chovy and he doesn't snap back, which of course is a crucial mistake. The same thing here for Paze in terms of where he positions the ultimate and then doesn't flash the damage from the Jarvan ult is also a crucial mistake. I think here as well, Yagao flashing to kill the Kai'Sa is a mistake. They need to play more for Elk. Elk also gets rooted on the back end. So on over postures, and they're trying to find the entry to steal this Drake. But in reality, I think if Bilibili played for the fight, things could have been a lot better here. So in this moment here, right, Chovy instantly dies, and then you see Paze. Paze with the ultimate here. I think that the timing and the position of it is quite poor. And then he doesn't flash any of the damage. And then he gets stunned additionally from the Braum passive. And then he flashes finally. I think if Yagao plays this slower and maybe with his homie, maybe this could have been better. But I think this is a fight that it was for Genji to lose. And then Doran stays alive. And Doran manages to clean up everybody. He gets the flash and now a quarter kill. Actually, not a quarter kill. Zoom gets out. I forgot. Let's take a look at the items before this, because a crucial thing here for Bin, right, is in terms of the gold he has generated, after that death on top and after being pulled around, he doesn't have Sterak in a very crucial moment in the game. And Aatrox has Sterak, and things like this makes Renekton a lot more useless. Definitely like makes Renekton a lot more useless. But these are the beats that he needs to hit. Jack suggested the third item LDR on Kate rather than RFC was better. Do you think that's true? I think RFC has AD on it, so I think that it's rarely wrong to buy Rapid Fire Cannon on Kate.
Pulled back by the Soul Unbound. Genji don't really have the vision control as of yet. They're going to try and go.
I think that you can do significant damage with Rapid Fire Cannon before fights hit. I think that it's important to realize how many things actually have pressure on Caitlyn in such a game. It's like Maokai spell, and Elk has no cleanse, Maokai spell, Nautilus Q, Yone, like there's so much threat on Kate. Like her keeping her distance and buying LDR and assuming that she can be in a position to hit often, I don't really believe in that, you know. I don't think Maokai ult was a bit late, I think that this was really, really good. I think if anything, Bin went a little bit too fast, but Bin is just trying to create space, you know, so his teammates can walk in for the situation. I think that here, if Elk and like Egao is trying to play in a spot where Elk has space, here as well is very unfortunate. It's like Doran already has the Braum passive procced on him, so on his kiting, and they can't proc passive. As you can see here, Doran already has the stun procced on him because of Renekton, the Renekton play, right? And here it's like the timing here from Peanut is super good. And no cleanse on Kate. I think that Billy should have played for the fight rather than play for the Drake. I think if they played for the fight, things would have looked a lot better. And I don't like Agao's flash here onto Kaiser. Crazy Elk, how much damage he got through here, man. But crucially there, like, imagine how big of a difference the Sterak's would have done for Renekton. Like, he would have been such a monster here if he had Sterak's. Bin kind of grieves here. Well, what does that have to do with the champ? Like, here he's trying to go because he's trying to create space so Orianna can enter. Like, they can't let Aatrox do what he just did. He's trying to create space. This really is normal. But to use this as justification for Renekton not shouldn't be picked, right? Because you're the one that said that Renekton doesn't work in high-end games or against good players. I think it's really true. Yeah. We continue. No, like here, Aatrox used all of his spells and they got poked for free. Like, he needs to look to posture there so Orianna and Caitlyn can actually like enter and play the game. Like, if he just stands there and does nothing while Aatrox just full combos him, then yeah, like he won't do anything in that fight. Okay, and now, you know, the game shifts completely because Aatrox is the unkillable Demon King. Yone is winning on side, he can farm for free, no one can really contest him at this point. Even the Renekton, right? And FaZe has finished 3-core. It's like this fight was crucial, and now this composition that is kind of, you know, Javan and Renekton. Renekton is very far behind the curve. Javan is playing against champions that are very, very mobile. Braum has no purpose. They are essentially outscaled. They are really, really outscaled here. And it doesn't help that Yagao is also buying Morello because there's no like point where he gets overscaled, you know? It's very, very rough. Here I think Doran should play in... It's like if they have vision over here, I think Doran should still play in this pocket and then open through that, you know? But he's trying to play where he has walls so he doesn't get tagged, but I think he could have played in the space. And here Genji decided to commit all the way around, but at least they find some kind of a concave here on the position of the enemy. Yeah, Billy, after, like, they are very happy to just do the 50-50 on Drake and run. Like, that's their whole purpose here, you know? They need to just run and now go towards Nash, of course. Maokai ult was used, so I'm trying to remember what Billy actually managed to achieve here with the Nash rush. I think the idea of the Nash rush should be that they want to burn the TP of Chovy, and then the moment it happens, they need to exit. But the issue is, even in that spot, if they exit, the enemy team will then be able to do Nash, and then you need to face check the enemy team with these champs. I think that you're losing. I think that in hindsight here, Billy can't do anything about Nash. So Billy, they overpushed. Just want you to imagine the scenario where Billy run all the way here. Then the enemy just forces Nash, and they need to face check into them, and it's really losing as well. But it would be better than what they did here, right? And that is just get completely annihilated. And Doran is so fed that he can just do this very easily. Yagao completely drools on his keyboard. Completely drools on his keyboard, right? And flashes into nothing. And then Shun probably does one of the worst plays of his of the day, where he ults his own team into this crater. This looks funny to me. Like, he's trying to ult the full HP Aatrox for damage, you know, it's really troll. Like, this of course... a very high value drop on Arya, like, Chovy just gets the easiest out of his life here because everyone's grouped up and he gets sliced, and then Nautilus comes from the flank, and after this, a slow burn, but the game is pretty much over. Slow burn, but the game is pretty much over. It's like the death cap purchase is pretty solid. You know, there's some things that Genji can fine tune. I think that Hullbreaker would have been a monster purchase in such a game. I think that Genji, they needed to look for... That's a Kaiser W with passive proc on death cap, by the way. The damage is mental. He should have gone Void here, last item instead of GA. I think if Hullbreaker was purchased, Chovy getting like a turret like that is really big. Good trade here from Billy regardless, because they lost Nash and they managed to get this at least after killing Doran, which is nice. But here with Nash, in order to convert this position, if you're blue side, I think that you can play a game where Maokai Nautilus, Libero roll, and then you have Chovy keep pressuring with these super minions. Because if he pressures with the super minions and he bought Hullbreaker, then he can create a scenario where he undermines the Caitlyn Orianna under the turret. He can stack his Q on the top wave. Very difficult for him to get caught against the enemy team too. And I think this would have been better. But instead we had this siege where they are walking on towards the Caitlyn, on towards the Orianna. And I like that a lot less, you know? I think they should just use those super creeps on top, buff that wave, and then Chovy will have like a flank on the enemy that is trying to defend. What would be the biggest here you can like see the situation too. It's like they have Cloud Soul, Cloud Drake. When you playing against Cloud Drake and you lose your tier 2, it's like impossible to retake, because the team that has taken over, they are in the Cloud Drake like area and they are just so crazy, you know, crazy fast. Like, how do you engage? Like, On is trying to create space. They're trying to create space for Nash. They're trying to fight. Like, they know they are losing, you know. They really know that they are losing. Ben as well here, he sees that Chovy use spells and they're like, okay, I guess I can face check here because Chovy's on mid wave. It's like, it's not completely crazy, you know? It's like Ben looks like a dirty inter, and he is here in this moment, but I understand why he's going. Here he was trying to push out these guys because Yon is on mid, but they are just losing the fight before anything happens, you know? Alright, let's move on to the next game. So, Billy goes Silas, Rakan, Yon. They want to deny the enemy combo. And Jarvan gets locked in once again. Zyra, Natal, Glask, Jackspan locked in. They rock in Rumble Vi. Now that the enemy showcased that they are capable of playing fucking, of course, Rumble, you need to steal that away if the enemy goes Jarvan. Plain and simple. I don't think it's a question of showing off too much. It's like if you're getting robbed, okay, and the enemy showcases his gun, you knowing that it's there for sure doesn't really change your action, right? It's like I don't think it's a question of showing too much. It's like they just showed that they are capable of playing so much more, and that makes them so much more dangerous. Nevertheless, Rumble Vi gets locked in. And this is just after the revelation of this game that they're going for Rumble Vi, naturally. Nico is a good lock-in here. I said the same here in this particular game. I think they should pick Nico here. I think Nico is really insane into Maokai, and Nico is also really good against the Yone and the Akali. But I can't really predict that Yagao is going to be that bad on Nico, right? That's why, you know, sometimes you just gotta stick to what works. So Rumble Vi gets locked in, Nico Kisanta, and then Akali on 3. Finally, you know, Genji finally recognized that Chovy does what Chovy does best by playing hard matchups and going even or ahead, right? Kaelin Aphelios gets banned, Nautilus Kai'Sa, and then Kalista, and then Tahm Ashe, and then Rel finally. I think once again here, right, I think that Bilibili have a very, very strong draft. Very strong draft. I think early game wise, they are insanely good, right? But even though the enemy team has the likes of Kalista, Rel, Rumble, the composition that actually falls off in this game is Bilibili's composition because of Nico, because of Javan not finding value. And that's once again one of those things, right? It's like people are harping on why did Shun play 5 games of Javan? But this is not an easy Javan game to play again, right? You play against Akali, Kalista, Rel. Not a super easy game to play Javan. And I think that there would be other layers to it. If enemy banned Javan, then there would be like a Xayah, there would be a Renata or Jackson. That poses a lot of issues too, right? And in this game, Genji, they need to survive early game. And if they manage to survive early game till 6 without any major casualties, they can definitely compete and contest in this game very easily. But in this game, Bilibili did manage to build the lead, but then promptly they threw just as fast as they built it. Let's take a look at this game. So Bilibili with the Ashe, after the Ashe Braum game, they're just looking to late invade. Ashe and Tahm Kench, similar to Ashe Braum, are really OP level 1, right? Like approach velocity. They split the map, Vi is in trouble. He does the Wolves and he does the Grumpy, and now he's level 3. And depending on the timing of the bot wave, if the timing of the bot wave happens, Javan can just choose to do Raptors, or he can go bot straight. I think that blue side draft is better. I prefer blue side draft. This is just very specific to what happened in the game and what players are in the moment. Like Chovy Akali is truly very special, and Yagao had a very terrible performance. Blue side draft, we put it in the category of this is a draft that needs to take every Drake on cooldown. Every Drake on cooldown, soul point, smash, right? So we continue. So somehow Chovy is dropping very low HP, Doran Shield, Potion, Second Wind, all that good stuff, Fleet Footwork, Revitalize, all of the juicers. Shun now EQs, he's timing the bot dive together with his homies, and it's like the fact that Vi got pushed out and this is the bot lane matchup, like this is very well played by Bilibili, you know? Very strong plan, and Genji didn't know what hit them. This is Vi's weakness, and that's it, you know? Here, they bait out the Rumble TP, but the key thing here is that it gets cancelled. Can I ask you why this draft needs to have Drake on CD? Because they fall off pretty hard. They fall off pretty hard, and additionally, Akali will have such a good time on side. Nico needs to snowball, Javan needs to snowball. Javan less so, Javan has some good purchases, but these are champions that are going to have a worse time with time. Nevertheless, we continue. Is there a reason that the bot dive worked near every game? Why wouldn't Genji adapt? I don't think it worked every game. If they have Ori, they scale, yeah. That changes the whole dynamic of it for sure. If you want to force a situation where the enemy have a disadvantage coming into first core and also second core, They managed to get the kill on Pace, and Pace doesn't get to catch this wave. Rumble has no TP. This is a disaster, you know? This is a complete disaster. They don't manage to find the CC chain on Delight and just back off, which is completely fine too. Completely okay. 3 out of 5 games they dove both level 3, I believe. No. I don't think so. So we continue. I remember 2 games, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. Did they dive in game 5 too with Sanatam? Nevertheless, 2 times, 3 times. This is because of Vi getting pushed out. This... Do you think this is a good Akali game? It's decent, yeah. I think Akali is good against Javan. Fine into Nico, right? This was crazy that it happened. Doran just getting like solo killed like that. And additionally, it's like this gank. The fact that Rel gets it is the only painful part, but the gank is really, really nice from Genji. Genji, off of that gank, being allowed to secure this Drake is so big. Because it really, really puts a big pain point on Bilibili. That they're not going to have the same level of snowball as they wish. It's like, imagine you just dove enemy bot and you die to a lane gank. That's very, very bad. Because Javan was on bot wave too. So we take a look back at the info, right? It's like Javan is here, and then Elk is just over posturing, gets Q flashed on. There's no eat, there's no cleanse, there's no nothing. It's just a very, very good gank, but also very heavily misplayed here by Elk, over posturing like that and not being ready for the Q flash of Delight. But Delight does it beautifully too, you know? I wanted to highlight again, like Akali being 15 CS ahead and having like good base condition is crazy. Like this is not normal. This is not normal. I think it's a mix of Yagao not playing well and also Chovy playing insanely good. It's a mix of both. And then they get Genji, get the kill, and they get the Drake of this, which gives Genji so much breathing room. Really, really a lot of breathing room in the competition, composition. Drake, Vi has been allowed to farm for free, and also Akali like is farming essentially for free. And Kisante somehow solo killed fucking Rumble, but he stabilizes by buying Ninja Tabi, right? The lane item. We continue. Shun here just secures blue, and then is going to look to pressure the Dredsky. Rumble is connecting with his teammates. Hello. Yeah. No, but I'm very busy. You made food or you making food? Okay, I'll come to eat soon. Okay. Thank you. I have, Alena, I have 2 more games to review. It takes me time, like I have 2 more games to review. Okay. No. No, I don't have time right now. Alright, let's have a look. Muffin, did you get locked in? Muffin got locked in. So the next thing that came up, right, that's like the Rift Herald on top is strange to me. I thought that they could actually maybe fight this. But I think the thing that I missed is just Yagao's flash on the Drake situation. Sorry, I got distracted. But the Drake situation... Alright, Muffin. Go, 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 go. Alright, so once again, Yagao completely griefs here. I guess this is a monster grief here from Yagugu. He after the Drake, the light exits and he flashes and misses the R. I guess this is tough, man. This is tough. Like, he wouldn't have flash for the crucial fight, and it's so bad because now he doesn't have flash for the Rift Herald, and then the top side of Genji's is just stronger. I think that's very problematic. Here I really like Genji's all-in timer, because On is not 6 and they just got 6 and they are just slamming everything they can to the Elk that has no flash, but On is trying to lick minions. Look at the minions, licking the minions. And then there's no CC spell, and then he goes, the Rend doesn't land because the shield is there. Wow. Crazy. He just got 6 of the minions, man. Really huge. We continue. Blue side securing Drake. K'Sante have it down. I think it's completely natural. I don't know why they TP'd here. I don't know what Genji's looking for, man. They are really like looking for a fight that isn't there. I didn't like the situation. Give the Drake, let Doran get plating. Take it easy, no problem. Would have been better. Hey, what happened here? What happened here? Bin TP'd on the bot wave here. Oh, that's not great. My idea, you just retake bot side and let K'Sante push top. Would have been good. We've been just kind of suicides here. It's very close that he does survive, but I don't think that's relevant to the point. I think after the Drake you have to exit through mid and you leave anyone on mid that can push, let Ashe stay, hit and make the enemy defend, and then base with everybody else and retake bot. So already now I can tell you, it's like Chovy has 12 CS per minute as Akali. Kalista conditions are perfectly fine, she recovered with the platings on bot. And Vi is farming super well, so their champions are very active in this game. You know, they are doing well. I think what comes next is just Chovy is just kind of griefing kind of in these moments. I don't know what Chovy is looking for here. This was very strange to me. Doesn't have R, uses Shroud instantly, and the guy needs to be saved. The guy needs to be saved by the light. And looking at everybody else, it's like, maybe you could argue that Vi map opener is wrong, but it seems to me here, plain and simple, that Genji are looking to play for the Herald, right? And they're playing away from Akali, and I feel like Akali here with the ward behind her on the pink, I think that she can catch this wave. Imagine Akali catches this wave and Vi does Herald right now. They're winning the game. They are legit winning the game. But here Chovy just pulls his entire team into a shit situation. Because the enemy is not pressuring bot, they would be on Herald, he would catch it, and they would kill Herald before anything would happen. Because Ashe and Tam were the ones pushing bot all the way. So I didn't like the situation. Chovy didn't press R, and you know, he's pulling his teammates into a very poor fight. And I think that's very bad. And then here finally, Shun chases all the way, and he wants to dunk on Chovy, knows the flash timer, and knows that the Shroud is not going to help him. I think this was very bad from Chovy. Like, they could have gotten so much here. I'm not gonna lie. Same extension here. It's like Chovy had good lane, but he did a lot of questionable things in fights and in situations. It's like here by extension as well. It's like his team is now on Drake. Then you have the situation where Billy are just trying to commit into the top side. I didn't like the actual build. I understand that he's laning against Rumble and Akali. I think that it's just not... I think it just ruins the champion. I'm not gonna lie. I think it just ruins K'Sante. It's like when you fight against the K'Sante with the actual, you're not as scared as the champion one with, of course, Icemoon Gauntlet. They're just committing into top side here, and you know, Chovy, at some point should have decided to accept this. He could have also cleared the wave, but he's looking to harass Bin for no reason. Like, Bin is very happy that he used spells on him. I think that here he should just Q the wave, and it would have been a lot better. Not sure what he's doing here. Burning flash, dying on side. It's very uncharacteristic, you know. We are really tunneling on this because in the end, Chovy has set a standard for himself that is insanely high, you know. I think two of these situations here in unison are very, very bad plays from of course, Chovy. But Genji should be very happy that they got 2 Drakes. They are in good state, they are in good condition. And this is the moment where Peanut really, really throws the whole game away, because in river, he just does a madness. The best time for blue side to fight is going to be 2 core of Javan, 2 core of Ashe. They should like really, really look to pressure. Because with time, they will just have a harder and harder time, in my opinion, because red side composition just has Rel, Vi, Rumble, Kalista. Very easy for them to choose ideal targets. But this was absurd. This was just absurd. I don't know where he's going. Look at the Kali showing on top wave. Rumble is not connected. He gets Q'd, then EQ'd. All of the homies are here. Nico is here. He pushed top wave neutrally. Like, this was a disaster. Then any additional tool here that is used, Rumble ult was wasted. Akali ult is wasted. I think that this is just very, very bad. Akali ult's here too finally for Tam Eat, but this just means that Genji have no option of contesting this Nash. And Genji were playing such a disciplined and slow game, and then they just really lost their mind here. Yagao poking on the entry, and Genji have no business doing this. It's like they have no way of fighting. No smite, no nothing. It's like K'Sante can just mark them. And then they keep the Nash leashed. And then this just seemed like the two games that Genji won, it's like, that's also like games that Bilibili could have maybe scored more, you know. It's like, even in this position now with this Nash take, things could have been so much better. Here on the map opener though, I don't like that they are opening on three lanes. I think this is really bad. I don't think Yagao should be here. I think this is really troll. I don't know why the fuck he's here. It's like, the enemy team did Nash, their tempo was worse even with Nash recall. Here I think that you should just choose where you open. I think that opening on top side, like if everybody plays on top, it's like, if I look at the wave state here, right? Just because Drake is alive, I want to sack top turret. Just completely sack it. And then if the enemy keeps pushing, you Nash recall, catch the wave on tier 2. You complete sack it, you know? But Yagao is here and K'Sante is showing on bot wave, and they see 2 people on there, and Yagao just slows down the whole Nash play, right? I don't know why they are opening on three lanes. Like, they should just sack top tier 1, base for tier 2, and that's it, you know? That's it. And then the TP here, Yagao is dead, so they're just forcing. Here, there's no business for Bilibili to fucking siege. Like, why the fuck are they sieging when one guy is dead and the other is hitting turret? This is just really, really true. Like, and then all of a sudden they had this Nash position, and then Chovy is just going to annihilate, has the passive move speed as well, hits the shuriken, and then boom. All of a sudden, Genji, they have level 15, 16 is coming. And blue side, this is a composition that you're not allowed to do mistakes. It's like here, I don't know where the fuck Bin was going either. Like, Bin was protesting. Bin went all around the world. I guess he wanted to participate in the fight and then had to retreat. Bin maybe could have survived if he, like, after this ult, imagine uses WE down, you know? But he just fucking keeps fighting for DPM. I mean, Elk always plays like this. It's not even surprising at this point. This has nothing to do with Elk, my friend. This is just this has nothing to do with his individual decision. It's like that's just a macro mistake from Bilibili, everyone involved. At this point, I honestly I struggle to see, like, when I compare items and champions, this looks like a very, very hard game. It's like Elk here is trying to play with the fact that they have Tamken's eat. He's trying to get pressure. If they are not contesting this mid wave, they lose the whole map. Like, I understand why he's doing this, because he's playing on Tamken's eat and he's trying to gain value. But the truth is, I just don't think that they win anymore. I think in hindsight here, On's position is just bad. I think On should be here rather than here. It's like, they also don't need to contest this at all. There's no reason to contest this. You guys are right. I thought it was on the Drake plus 1 timer. Yeah, our ult timer here is very poor. Chovy gets to flash out. Somehow we are here. Replay into we are here. This arrow was very poorly shot. And then Delight with the masterclass, man. Look at Delight, bro. He just grabs everybody and there's no way to lose this fight. It's like Chovy even mechanically griefs here. Like, he gets nothing out of his E and just kind of CCs himself with the E and then protobelts in rather than the other sequence. Like, he can just protobelt R, E and then play, you know, like. But it just didn't matter. I think the value of the champions is too high and Delight was fucking monstrous. It's like both on the engage on Tam, finding this engage. It's really, really insane. Look at the game decider. Delight again. Delight is just the GOAT. Elk doesn't flash that, but it's like the enemy comp is just way too many tools to hit the right targets. And then of course champions like Ashe and Nico don't carry games like this. That's why I mentioned, like, it's like Genji's composition doesn't fall off. Like, they have so many tools to kill the targets that are important, and the champions around them really, really fall off. Okay, let's take a look at the final game, guys. Let's take a look at the final game. So, the adaptation here from Bilibili was beautiful. They banned... So they saw here that Jax is not banned on 3. And they fucked them so hard. They fucked them so hard. Because I asked you guys to pay attention to this detail, right? That Genji got fucked in this draft the first time because Rumble was picked and they couldn't pick Yon on 3, right? That was the first time they got fucked. They were like, our only answer into Rumble is Aatrox and we need to pick it if we have Maokai jungle. We don't want to play Maokai Ornn or whatever the fuck, right? They need to pick Aatrox. And then in this spot, just because of Genji's draft pattern, right? they banned Jax on 3. Why would you do this? If they banned, for example, Jax Renata, they would be able to pivot into a Rumble ban on 3. But here in this spot, just because of the draft sequence of banning Jax on 3, they ban Aatrox. And all of a sudden, they don't have the answer into Rumble. And they first pick Rumble. After this game where the enemy picked Rumble Vi, they just slam and deny it. Because in the same vein, if the enemy goes Jarvan, they can be the ones picking Vi. And they're happy. This is juice. Tabe the GOAT. So Gnar gets locked in, Vi gets locked in. And let me tell you guys, I don't think this is solid. Gnar is not that bad into Rumble, it's still playable, but keep in mind, it's like Rumble is being blind picked and you're going to be on the back foot until the point where you start winning, which is very late into the game. And then Jarvan, Orianna. They pivot away from the Neeko, even though Neeko is more solid against the likes of Akali, but they just go Jarvan, Orianna to make sure that, of course, in the back pocket, they always have the scaling. That's the crucial detail here, right? If you compare these two drafts. Neeko, Ashe, K'Sante kind of fall off, especially if K'Sante doesn't go Iceborne, right? And then Bilibili shocked the world once again. Caitlyn Aphelios out, they ban it. They want to look for Kalista over Kai'Sa, especially after Nautilus ban. So Caitlyn is the first ban. But then the enemy, they see, here Genji see Nautilus ban. That means the enemy can't ban two ADs, and they ban Aphelios, which is the answer into Kalista, and then Kai'Sa. And they had no clue that this is coming. The Senna Tahm-Kench. And that's already fucking checkmate. It's checkmate, guys. The game is very, very different because of Orianna scaling. And the key thing here for Genji is that they will super win on side. They super win on side. I think that Akali and Gnar will be unmatched. Gnar can go Hullbreaker. Akali will be able to murder both Rumble and Orianna on side. So they need to get to mid game without any major pain points, right? That's the key thing. And in this game, they actually managed to get to that point. They managed to get to that point, but they threw very fucking hard. Because the early game was not good enough for Genji. It really wasn't good enough. Because Bilibili didn't have a good enough early game. Their early game should secure early Drakes. On didn't CS so well on Tahm-Kench, it looked dirty. Genji, this kill on top though was fucking gorgeous, bro. This is fucking beautiful. It's like this dive they get in here is mental. Peanut is out of position, he's trying to defend, and then Doran just gets one shot in the E on the back end, and Doran, like Peanut, doesn't know what the fuck hit him. He doesn't know what the fuck hit him. This is beautiful. Senna Tahm-Kench are pressuring hard on bot, but even though the CS numbers don't show it, it's like he did pretty well. Chovy doing Chovy things, he was always even against the Eri Orianna. He was doing a really fucking good job of abusing Doran shield and second wind. We continue. First Drake secured, Senna Tahm have the prio. Hextech Drake, natural, Jarvan, Senna Tahm, bot prio, and enemies playing Akali. Like with these drafts, the enemy team just secures first Drake. At what point does Senna start to farm? I think around 2 items of Tahm-Kench. I think in 25 minutes when every wave is a cannon, I think this is where you get Relic Shield and you begin to give CS. And you can like split the CS. I like the lethality build on Senna because every base is so damn powerful. Very, very powerful. I think that there's a lot of cases where you buy Stormrazor where your bases are shit. It's like you come to lane with a Noon Quiver and you compare that to like a serrated Dirk and a Longsword. There's a big fucking gap there in power. And I think this is the key thing for me. It's like you finish these items very, very cheap, and I think that I'm not a big fan personally of the Stormrazor. I personally like the Eclipse into Rapid Fire Cannon. I think Rapid Fire Cannon is really solid, but I think that Stormrazor is so expensive. But in this game, he went for Umbral Glaive. And he went for it. So it's like this game, it got really, really stabilized because there's this crucial moment in time here where Javan crosses into bottom side. I'm not sure why he crosses into bottom side, because here On and Elk, they're level 6, they can't get dove. And in this moment here, Javan is 6, he opens up on the map, he could be hitting Herald before base already. I think that Fleet Footwork is the best center rune in most cases. Here he could be hitting Drake, his Rumble with Ignite top, Meganar is running out, Akali on mid, no problem. Elk and On, they are freezing the wave, they are not under any pressure. Here they can easily be the ones doing the Drake and then the Herald. But instead, Vi is gonna be allowed to clear, base, and then go Herald. Nar even checks it. And like this is just strange to me. And then Bilibili, they're looking for some kind of bot play. And for somehow Genji with their composition, they managed to secure Herald. And maybe this was a state of mind where they're like, yo, we don't want to fight against Akali on Herald, whatever. And they tried to gank bot and they didn't achieve anything. Vi got really fed and ahead of this, and they got Herald. Here I think is the crucial detail of Peanut is that he doesn't use Herald before basing, and I think that could have been a lot better. Here Ben just flashes and the enemy wastes some time, but Kai'Sa is under no danger, so it's completely okay. And we continue. No dive on Javan. This is the moment where I think that Vi should have just slammed Herald to improve her base. Because if you look at her inventory, she doesn't finish Divine Sunderer, and I think if they placed it and pushed this wave and she stole minions from Nar, I think that she actually finishes Herald, the item. And here she comes out on the map without Divine Sunderer, and this of course limits her power. But Genji as well, there is no rush for them to actually contest the Drake. They're going to have a very, very good time. If Vi commits all the way into topside and goes for Herald, like commits the tier 2 top and trades for Herald because Rumble is already here, he showed. Vi could already be on top and open on top and place Herald. They could have just given this Drake and took full turret and then make Nar super far ahead. And then they open up the map, right? And open up the game. And then all of a sudden the Akali and Nar can actually play a side game. And this is where Rumble and Orianna will suffer. While Ludens can be better for fights because they're gonna lack DPS, Tahm-Kench can save Orianna from any danger. But on side, Orianna can almost get dove by these champs. She can get dove. So if they just open up on top and they play for that turret, it would have been better. All is good, you know? Which is essentially what they are doing now anyway, so my speaking is redundant. They ended up doing it anyway, so yeah, here they are. There you go. I don't know, bro, I'm mixing games at this point. They did get Trinity Force, and this is massive, you know, massive. Like right now Akali and Nar win on side super hard. Bin dies here, they have to give him up, there's no play here. And you know, the game is looking very good for Genji. Like this is a very good situation for Genji. They managed to also slam Elk here, and then you have Orianna completely choking her flash here. She's trying to sombrero the Kai'Sa, but she doesn't even have the damage to find lethal, you know? Like this On for some reason is bot. Look at the fucking Tahm-Kench, she's split pushing, guys. Like this sequence was terrible from of course Bilibili, and Genji managing to stabilize and losing the Herald. This is game breaking. Look at him go, guys. Like a fucking lollipop, man, with a fucking gum, little gum there at the end. And Genji, like here, I would say Genji look favored. It's like they've gotten over the hurdle that is the most painful, and now they will have a very hard time farming on side. Here Nar is pushing top bot for free, and they're just trading side all the way. Use Herald, which is perfectly fine, but Akali's gonna catch that, and now Drake 3 is going to spawn. Like looking at the condition of Akali and Nar, like they are running. They are running the fucking game, guys. They're running the game. Here, Hullbreaker should be purchased for Narmus, and it would have been massive. It's like Orianna and Rumble can never cross the river, guys. Never cross river. All they can do is hope that they get a clean, like, situation where they can contest to Drake. But look at Chovy here. I really like what Chovy does in this spot. Most people ward this bush, and what he does here is brilliant. For some reason, like in this moment, right? Look at Chovy going all the way around and finding a flank from this area. It's really nice. And wait, does someone grief? Does someone just replace their own pink? Oh no! The pink is just removed. He removed the pink by pinking here. Oh shit! And then here Chovy has the flank of the ages. He's tethering to his enemy, super good. Bin is trying to spot for him, but then the timing that Chovy goes for is beautiful, but then you have some John Wick shit here, bro. Yagao is going back for the melee minion and manages to secure it, but Chovy has enough presence that the enemy cannot contest. And in this moment, they get the mid turret for it, so they are happy. It's not a bad situation. But Chovy, I think Chovy is a psychopath. I think here, if On just ate, like he just auto-eat, like he can buffer it, I think that maybe they can do more here with the Senna W off of the CC or something, but it doesn't matter. Flash or flash, Tamkench takes it. So now, still, like who's gonna match these homies on side? Who's gonna match Nar on side? Who's gonna match fucking Akali on side? This is where the gaming begins for Bilibili, because they always, when I feel like I'm talking about the condition of the enemy, I'm so happy to watch Bilibili because they seem so fucking aware of this, you know? They are so fucking aware of this more than anybody else. They have no way with Javan and Orianna and Rumble to pressure Nar or Akali on side, so they need to find other ways to pressure the enemy to go. And their main fucking problem is that they have no fucking Nash damage. No Nash damage. So it's like them starting their Nashers here is like the most fake thing ever. Really, really fake. Really fake. But the thing is, it's like if you can't match on side, just group as 5 ARAM, it's like it's impossible to spot all of the fucking wards that the enemy places. And then if you get TP'd on by Nar and TP'd on by Akali, you just lose the game. Really, really like something else, you know? And then we continue. They like Bilibili is like, bro, like guys, we need to start Nash. But the thing is, it's like Genji can stop this Nash 3v5. Like there's no need to be scared, no need to be rushed. Doran has Mega, like this Nash is not real from Bilibili. Then they go again, this bouquet of roses is spotting them, and Peanut. I think the issue here though is that I think Peanut went too far. Like Peanut went to golems. Like he went way too far, bro. Like here, he's trying to play the poker game of assuming where the enemy is going to go. It's like Peanut wants to dive the guy on bot. It's not stupid. But somehow Bilibili are just crazier than he is. Because he assumes now, oh, the enemy is going to base and enter into bottom side. But they're just fucking snap starting Nash again. Which is insanity. They just go. The beauty of this Nash though, that it's pre-nerf, is that, yeah, they don't take fucking damage from it. So there's that. Bilibili just doubled down. And now Doran has no Mega. And Akali TP'd and Peanut is late. So it changes the dynamic a little bit. It changes the dynamic. But still, this should be very, very hard. It's still the slowest fucking Nash on the planet. And now Doran has no Mega. And Genji are in position to take a fight. Beautiful Rumble ult. This Rumble ult, bro. Very nice Rumble ult. Forces them to act right away. Javan EQ misses. But Delight gets so much here. Wow, Delight. This is where Chovy could have made history, guys. Chovy could have made history here. If you look at Akali in this moment, guys, He could have carried this fucking situation. Well, let's play it. Chovy isolates Yagao. Misses the crucial E. Crucial E. And Yagao is safe. If he played with his rel here, I think that they murdered them. I think they straight up murdered them, guys. Angel, give me 10 minutes, okay? After. This was a massive fumble. Delight found the engage of the ages. Let's take a look what Peanut did here too. Like the fact that he Qs over the wall and then ults Tam Coco. I think there's more to be had here. He just goes into an Orianna ult and Yagao was the more valuable mid laner in this game. The thing is, I appreciate Billy so hard, you know, because they are so aware of how fucking hard this game is. So they are trying to create odds for themselves. Because they fall off this game off a cliff, guys. They fall off this game off a fucking cliff. And the fact that they didn't win early, hard enough, makes them bleed so fucking hard on side. The Rift Herald situation, the Drake situation, the Gnar and the Akali should run the fucking game. This game was fucking over. And especially off of this fucking Delight fight. Can you explain how they fall off? The thing is, they cannot contest side. They can't. The issue with their champions, right, is that even if you're Fog of Warring. So let me explain it, okay? Senna, Tahm, Kench need to be together on the mid wave, right? They need to be together on the mid wave, which already shows that Senna can't pressure Akali or Gnar on side. There's no support that can gank them or pressure them. Having mid prio and move from mid doesn't have a single point of impact on the Gnar and Akali on side. Additionally, Jarvan and Orianna, Jarvan Rumble, they cannot do anything to the Gnar and the Akali. So Gnar and Akali can perma push side, and Rumble, Orianna can never group. And when they are perma pushing side, they're always going to be able to break the enemy position first. So if... Let me just draw it up in Rift Kit, okay? They are gonna push like this. Jarvan not showing doesn't matter. Doesn't have pressure on Gnar, doesn't have pressure on anybody, right? If Jarvan's not showing. Senna, Tahm, Kench always need to be 2 on mid wave. And what happens is you push all the way, a champion like Rumble being stuck on the turret, terrible. If Orianna's stuck on the turret, also terrible. And that's the condition that is going to appear, right? And then when these guys push in, they can either threaten dive with Vi being in Fog, because it's not necessary to be on mid, because Kai'Sa can just be isolated on mid. They will also have superior flanks, right? They will have superior flanks, and that's impossible to play against. So they should farm better, they should have better position, and they will never let the enemy group. But Genji is like, okay, we're just gonna fucking start hitting Nash, because we are just fucking screwed in this game. We are screwed. We are so fucked. That's why they are grouping and hitting Nash, because they want to be in a 5v5 scenario. That's the best scenario that they have. If Orianna goes bot to catch, and they have no pressure on the Kai'Sa, and then Vi is there, and they 2v2 on side, and then Rumble is on side, and then they can't regroup. This is so fucked. So the only way for Billy to win is to make it volatile. Yes, they did make it volatile. The game position was very bad. Very, very bad. And that's what Billy is doing. They just fucking start hitting Nash like psychos. They are fucking It's very StarCraft-esque, yes. It's like you're fucking doing... You have like these fucking flying mutalisks, and you have fucking, you know, Zerglings attacking every fucking base, and doesn't matter if your main army is not too strong. It's like you are spreading the enemy army. It's like here, Billy, they are like fucking, you know what this is? Oriana, she's a Colossus. She's a Colossus, and they're a fucking death ball, you know? This is what it is, you know? It's a fucking death ball. Alright. So once again though, the light finds the fucking engage of the agent because he does this shit fucking blind. They are in Senna visibility, bro. And then boom. Chovy, you just have to fucking pull the trigger here, Chovy. And then I think Peanut honestly should have fucking flashed over the wall and queued. Chovy really fumbled the ball here, guys. Holy Tabe is fucking breathing heavy, bro. He knows. Still, the game is alive and well, man. They didn't do Nash, they got a favorable fight, the game is alive and well. But what the fuck was this from Doran? This is why people don't like Doran. This is the pain point of every Doran fucking enjoyer. When Cadril put Doran in top 5, the issue is these type of moments is what I fucking remember him for. And the sad thing is he was having a good tournament. He was having a good tournament. But then he flashes for nothing and then he does this shit. Why is he not flashing? Why is he not stopwatching? Why did he buy Sterax? What is that, man? They could play here. They can play. They can actually play. They can actually play, bro. And look at the Rumble ult. Bah. And then, oh, Chovy here. Chovy here. He tries to R. I don't know what the fuck he does. Is he R'ing the Tahm Kench? He's R'ing the Tahm Kench. What E? He has no E. Oh, he has E on Tahm Kench. Oh shit! I didn't see. He fucking eat the Tahm Kench. Oh my lord, Chovster. His E is on Ori. No, his E is on Tahm. Look, Tahm has it. You see the mark. The red thing above the channeling. Ah. And then they just lost Nash. And now, the thing is, right? I mentioned how polarizing red side is in terms of how they manage side. When enemy has Nash, they can just group as 5. And the composition that has Nash can enforce their composition. Right? The team that has Nash, if they play well, they can force their comp and they can just group as 5. And the enemy team has no TP on Nar, no TP on Akali, right? So they're just grouping as 5. They are now the death ball. They are the death ball. They have Colossi. They have fucking all of the good stuff to defend it. They have fucking Chaos Storms as well. All of that good shit, man. But there's a little gift here. Shun gets fucking tagged. The key thing here though is, I don't know about Nar going Sterak. I think I would have enjoyed the Hullbreaker. This definitely slowed down the Nash pace. Still, the game is open. Still, the game is open, but they have Nash, and one Nash buff is enough, right? So they're just sieging. Now the disturbing thing, right, is that Vi decides to push mid. And I don't like this. I really don't like this. I really don't like that Vi is pushing mid. I think killing the wave is cool, but then you need to fucking group with your team. Because Bilibili shouldn't be allowed to fucking go top. Why? Why? Just kill the wave and go group with your team. Because Bilibili here should be scared for their life about TPs. They should be scared for their life. Here Akali made Yagao show. And Bilibili, they are continuing their push because fucking Kung Fu fighter boxer Vi is here punching the turret. She's training. Wax off, wax on, man. Because look, Vi is still on mid. There's no TP threat, no nothing, no threat of anything. Orianna is on bot and Vi is on mid wave. Why did he push more after that first tower? And now this TP from Chovy. The fucking cherry on the cake. What the fuck happened here? What is that TP? Here you can pay the price. Once again, you can pay the price of the poor decision of Vi. But Bilibili, no. They saw Vi on mid. They're thinking, what the fuck is he doing? Let's kill this guy. Let's kill this motherfucker. Let's fucking murder him. Chovy waiting for flash till late game. Imagine a situation where Vi is just in fog after taking the mid wave, even after taking first tower, and she collapses. Then Akali TP's behind. They can get a good fight and win the game. Win the game! And then here Chovy is just getting burnt. And now Peanut finally based. And Peanut flashes for no reason. And now Bilibili, they're looking for end. The cycles. Bro, they know our draft is so fucking dog. Like, we need to win. Like, get me out of this game. Get me out of this game. And shit was close, but Delight fucking saves it again, bro. They fucking saved Delight. Delight just fucking saves it again, bro. Sterax from 5-man. It's crazy. I think Bilibili has better draft. They have better draft, but in that position that they were in, they are struggling, guys. They are struggling. It's like, I think Bilibili has way better draft, but as I mentioned, it's like you need to maintain position of the game at all costs. You cannot make mistakes, and they did make mistakes. They lost Herald, they died on side, they lost a full turret, they lost first turret. Like, these are things that can't happen. And it gave Genji too much breathing room, right? And then Yagao is fucking 20 CS ahead naturally against Akali, right? Yeah, the thing is, it's sad because if there was a world championship for laning, then Chovy would be world champion 6 times, but there's so much more to it than that, you know? Alright, here goes the death ball, guys. They keep going. Now Chovy has no TP, and there are super minions on top. So Bilibili can enforce their death ball. This as well, guys. This fight. Look at Yagao. Look at Yagao. Like a ballerina, he takes a little step back here. That saves the game. And I think Doran could have fucking positioned himself better. He really could. The Light is trying to get information. He's trying to get information in Bilibili punish. And then in their mind here, right, they're using Rumble ult. I don't think this is a terrible fight. But the key thing here is just Doran. Doran doesn't find them all. Doran doesn't find them all. You look at fucking this situation. I think Doran can aim his E a lot better. Like, you should carry the game here as Doran. Plain and simple, you should carry the game. Let's be honest. Yagao, I think Doran just kind of fucking griefs. And Yagao does a little step back here. Elik gets one shot because he gets pushed and gets a CC mark, so FaZe kills him, right? Wild. This is looking good. This is looking good. Let's see now what Chovy does. He proto belts. Uses... It's like here, in this spot, in this fight, he should focus Yagao. But in the previous one, not so much. He misses a Q and just doesn't do enough in this situation. And Bin flashes to stop Lethal. Boom. And they get Nash. Beautiful. They try to TP. The Light tries to find the flank. You know, he's doing his best. But Bin is just... Look at the watchful Guardian that is Bin. He finds him. Fucking one-shots him, bro. Really well done by Bin. Bro, Bin casually, like, best Rumble at the tournament. Like, how's that even fair? Like casually, he's just like the fucking GOAT Rumble. Like, he never plays Rumble, and then 2 games he drops are fucking mega Rumble games. Like, giga Rumble games. Not in lane? What do you mean not in lane? His lane was insane. Rumble is broken champ, to be fair. Is it the first time you're watching Quack the Duck? Bro, Quack the Duck, you hear all the time, bro. You hear all the time, man. You're telling me, out of all people, that Rumble is OP. The point is more that he never played Rumble, and he strolls in and is the GOAT Rumble. I mean, Doran was good on Rumble too. Really, was he? I saw him get solo killed by Cassante. Crazy. What a series. As I said in my prediction, right? Like, a lot of people said that Genji is gonna fucking 3-0. Like, I said that I think Genji is favored based on what we've seen. And I am scared. I think that this series will be very, very competitive in a world where, of course, On plays better. And he did. On played really fucking good today.